Good evening. I have a two-part video series here of some knives that I just picked up on eBay. Some of you may be familiar with the cold steel knife manufacturers. They make a lot of different knives, some of which are discontinued, and in my personal preference I like the older design more than the newer design. There's one knife in particular that I ordered and it came with another one basically. So I actually have two knives to review. This is going to be part one of that series, not really a series but review segment, and it is this not so little beauty, the TiLite, or cold steel TiLite. This is the 6-inch version. They also have a 4-inch version. I'm going to give you some close-ups here in a minute. I'm going to try to work the camera again. Now we always have that issue. But I'm going to give you kind of a far away view first, just to kind of see how big it is. I mean, this is a little bit shorter, probably about right here or so is what the standard pocket clip size would be. And you can see this knife is just massive. Some states do have a legal limit. The state that I'm in has to be typically less than 6 inches. This is a 6-inch blade. So we'll take a look here at the knife. And there you have it. Definitely not a small knife if you're a small person. Might not be the easiest thing to conceal, especially if you have small pockets. A little bit about the knife real quick. The actual blade itself is 6 inches. The blade thickness is 4 millimeters. The overall length, bottom to top, is 13 inches. Obviously, if you're any good at math, you know this is 7 inches then. 6 and 7. Wow, it looks like 13. But it's a Zyx handle. And like I said, it's got a stainless steel pocket clip, which I really like. I really like silver metal pocket clips. I don't really like plastic ones, so that earned some extra points for me. And it's just a really, really good knife. It's got AUS 8 steel, or AUS 8 steel if you prefer. It only weighs 6.8 ounces. I say only because for a knife it's pretty heavy, but when you consider the size of it, plus I like some knives with a little bit of weight to it, so it turns out pretty well. I mean, there's a couple things that I really like about it. The overall blade itself is just ridiculously huge. It's modeled after the 1950s style blades. It's got some good texture grip to it. It is a bit thin, and I feel like it's just gonna kind of fall out even if I grip it pretty tight. Just don't get that ergonomic grip on it. It's just like a stick, so it's not really all that comfortable. Again, I really like the metal pocket clip, and the opening, the deployment is, if I can get a good grip on it, super smooth. You know, there's no issues except, and I'm just demonstrating it, one of the things I really don't like is how close this thumb stud is to the actual body. It's a really large, it's high, it's a thick thumb stud, but it's so close to the body that unless you just kind of flick over the top, you know, you're not going to really get it unless you kind of dig in there and then fling it open. So I mean, it's not that bad once you kind of get used to it, and you can really get it open quick, but it's kind of uncomfortable to open. But let me go ahead, I'm going to zoom in a little bit on it here and show you some of the overall features of it to give you some really good close-up here. Try to get it in focus. But this is the knife itself. Get a nice image here. And it does have, actually it doesn't, never mind, I was going to say it has a lanyard hole up here, but it does not. But yeah, like I said, the blade itself is really nice. It's a massive knife. They always have a nice stainless blade, really reflective. They classify this as a tactical folder. I guess what you want to determine as tactical is one person's different from another, but I wouldn't really say this is tactical. You can't really conceal it. And it's there's better knives for a tactical, everyday carry or defensive approach. Again, I really like on the back here, if you remember my Benchmade review, I really like how they have this embedded in the back to kind of help prevent dust from getting in there. which is kind of ironic when, hey, look at all these nice, really cool looking, but very, very likely to collect dust, especially in your pockets. Yeah, I mean, you got a nice 7.5-inch handle, but it's probably going to have 4 pounds of dust in there after about 2 days of carry. So, I mean, it's a really cool knife. I really like the knife, but I mean, you can probably get 50-60 bucks for it on eBay. I'm never really going to carry it, so kind of on the fence about it. I may sell it, I may not. I bought it for the other knife, the Voyager, which I'm going to review here in just a minute. I mean, this is a really nice knife. It's really good for a collection. I have 4 cold steel knives now, and I'm really happy with the quality. I just don't think I'm really ever going to carry it. And there's better knives that I would take into a hopefully never ever happens fight, just because the ergonomics on this one are kind of lacking. But overall, I mean, just the knife itself as a knife, as far as craftsmanship and quality, I give it a 9 out of 10. As far as practicality, for me, there's better knives now with more innovation that have come a longer way that I would recommend. So hope you enjoy it.